Well, I don't know what that was about. So I bring up the window and the go live button is gray like I've pressed it. And then all of a sudden it's working.
Okay.
But it works. That's good.
It's not popped up to say that you're there, so I'll have to go and search for it manually.
Go to the Mintcast
Yeah.
thingy. It should be on the front page. Let me see. Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming up.
And Bo said he was brewing a cup of coffee. How long does it take to brew
Yeah.
coffee?
Do
Come
we know
on. He just said I'm coming. Okay.
Live stream working.
Yeah, yep, I did. I checked it myself too. I don't know what that was about. That was so weird. Because I know I had clicked it, and then I just had to go shake it some, I guess, scare it a little.
Right.
And that must have been it. Well, let me see. So what do you think of the new Firefox? Have you seen this?
Yeah, I've got it. The update came a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
It's not. It doesn't seem to be a massive change. Some of the icons have changed a little bit.
Yeah, they're much thinner now.
Yeah.
They used to be thicker, and what is also thicker is that top area.
Yeah. Yeah, 89 you're talking about, aren't you?
Yeah. Which I think I like. I don't.
Yeah,
I really dislike the bigness of things, but for some reason this is okay.
When you click new tab, that page the icons on that page have changed as well.
Well, that looks okay too. Huh. I'll leave it alone so I don't break the stream or something.
But I haven't I don't know. It seems a little bit more snappy.
I feel like that too. I tend to agree with you on that.
Because when I used to click on the archive.org tab, it still takes a while to come up, but it comes up a little bit quicker now.
Yeah, things do seem like they render faster on the page.
Archive could take 10 or 15 seconds sometimes to come up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But now it comes up within 2 or 3.
Yeah, also scrolling is nice. It's nicer.
Yes. Yeah.
One thing that really bothered me was the amount of scrolling you had to do to get to the bottom of a page. You still have to do that now, but it's way better. It goes in bigger chunks now. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, on the whole, it seems all right. I haven't noticed any major things. A lot of it's kind of look and feel. But I am pleased that it is rendering pages a little bit snappier. I haven't checked resource-wise whether it's any better that way. Because I've got loads of pinned tabs.
Yeah. If those are like full-on apps, yeah, I imagine it'll still be pretty hungry.
Yeah.
No matter
That's what I was going to say. I'm using 4.6 gig, and the only thing I've got open is I've got Mozilla open, Thunderbird. I've got the Discord app open, and I've got the web browser open, and I'm on 4.6 gig. But I've got on my web. I've just opened System Monitor as well, so that takes a little, nowhere near. I could close that and use a different thing, but it'd probably be around the 4.5. I've also got my sound preferences open, but that's because if I knock the mic, my audio switches to the microphone, which hasn't got any audio on it.
Oh.
My output audio switches to the microphone.
Right.
So I have to click back. But yeah, so but I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, and I've got 11 pin tabs and 3 tabs open at the moment.
Jeez.
So that's 14 tabs.
Let's see. Firefox is using 270 megs. I have 3 web pages open. None of which are videos. Is that Bo? I heard a ping.
Yeah,
ping.
it is.
Well. Ooh. Oh, there we go. The page refreshed now. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. I have 349 on there when nothing is going on, but when we're live, that's what shows up. I don't know why that is. I have to go in and fix that, I guess. What's going on? But there's another thing in web content. Here it is. This is all Firefox as well. So 38 meg, 197 meg, 55 meg, 21 meg, 13 meg, 51 meg. So whatever
Are
that
you in
adds up
top?
to.
Are you in
No,
top?
just the system monitor.
All right.
Oh, I guess I could, because that would give you child processes and stuff. Can we not do that? Here. Oh, show dependencies? Oh, this might do it.
Oh, Discord is hungry for memory.
Oh,
1.7%.
Yeah, here it is. It does put it all together for you, but it doesn't give you a total. So yeah, 268, 37, 8, 38, 196, 55, 13, and 51. What does that add up to? Like 600 gigs? Megs?
Yeah, I didn't catch what you were. Let me do H-top because you can sort each of the. Oh, I haven't got H-top.
Yeah. You gotta add that on, man. Yeah, Discord's using about as much as Firefox is. No, a bit less. Huh, I always get lost when I look into all this stuff.
That was interesting. I just typed in H-top and it said not installed. Install the Snap.
Oh.
So I've just installed the normal one, but
on Mint it says that?
Yeah.
What?
It said to install the Snap, do this.
Oh, that's funny because mine doesn't. It says, oh wait, but you're on 19.3.
No, I'm on 21 on my desktop now.
Huh? Because mine says htop command htop not found, but can be installed with sudo apt install htop. But yours says Snap.
Well, it showed the command for doing the Snap, but I just did the ordinary apt command.
Interesting.
And because I wanted to be able to, because in HTOP you can actually click on the columns and look for the memory usage, can't you?
You can. I think the system monitor is a little better, to be honest.
Yeah, but it doesn't tell you what's using the memory on the system monitor.
Doesn't it? It does.
Let
me see.
What?
How do I share this
the GUI system monitor?
Yeah.
I
just checked show dependencies and it shows Firefox. Gives you the memory of Firefox, and then underneath it's got
because it shows you in processes, doesn't it?
Oh yes, processes. Yeah. Oh, you made me say processes. Yeah. I'm a process kind of guy, but a process.
You're a process kind of guy.
Bo, process or process? Data or data?
Process for sure. I didn't know process was a thing.
That's what we say in this country. Process.
I think I say data and data.
I think I do too. I swap between the two just depending on. I don't even know what it depends on, but I do. Just I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I say both, and I'm not sure when I say which one.
That's weird. Yeah. Now that I think about it. Hey, so now that Crowbar Kernel Panic is on the channel, how what's coming up? What's it gonna be?
I'm actually still working on show notes, but I
Come
want to
on,
talk
it's live in
about.
4 hours, Bo. You're
That's
running
how
out of time.
that's how I roll, man. I never
So
know
have we
until
got
just before.
our own corporate channel now for different podcasts?
No, it's just the Mintcast channel, and since CKP was a spinoff, and I mean DHD can be that way too. It doesn't really matter to me.
Yeah, well, DHD's on there as well, isn't it?
Right,
So-
and I have you. Oh, I don't. I don't have DHD on here. Oh wait, do y'all do YouTube?
We kind of not. It's definitely not a focus, and we haven't been posting to one place regularly. So so we're not doing YouTube very well. We have a Crowbar. Like I made a Crowbar Colonel Panic YouTube channel just so no one would steal the name.
Yeah, I see it. I see it down here.
But I haven't been. I've been posting. I was trying to post the edited version of the episode once we recorded it to that, but I haven't been keeping up with it. I'm way behind.
Got it. Well, that's actually okay. That's why I was confused because I thought Josh had said that there was a new episode that was already out, and I went to YouTube to see it because I thought YouTube was the focus, and I didn't see it, and I'm like, yeah, I don't see it, man. I don't know.
No, yeah. So
Like, well,
and
let me go
then
check with Bo. Yeah.
we were streaming live to my YouTube channel, and the reason why we did that over just the Crowbar channel is just because there was people already subbed to my channel and not to Crowbar yet.
Yep.
And even that we kind of quit. We kind of quit streaming live because we felt like the vibe of the show changed live versus whenever we could kind of pre-record it. It felt more natural that way. But
you're supposed to forget you're streaming, right?
yeah, I know. I can't do it. It's hard to do. Even now,
No,
I can feel the pressure of it.
Right.
But that's the thing. I feel like it just helps with exposure so much that like we have to do it live. Like we've got to just get comfortable enough to do that. So today we're streaming live on the Mintcast YouTube channel.
That's cool. That's gonna be cool. I'll try and tune in as much as I can. We'll be heading to the park later, so if I get good signal out there, I'll try and watch.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I got a few things. Mostly Resident Evil talk. It looks like.
Nice. Where? What is it? Is it crowbarcolonelpanic.com?
The website would be the Fireside version. Yeah.
Got it.
So was it fireside.fm?
It's like Crowbar Colonel Panic in cursive.
Yeah, it's just the default Fireside stuff.
Right.
So we know
actually.
No Joe this week.
I don't know. And he wasn't there on the. No, he was there on the show. Oh, he wasn't
He was
there for
there on
the
the show,
Saturday
yeah.
meeting. But that was because he was driving, I think.
Yeah. But he's not said anything about this week.
Oh, you talked about what's her name from the game that everybody's on about.
Lady D.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's going nuts over Lady D.
You've lost me. You've lost me.
I don't even know what game it is, but I just keep seeing it. I keep seeing it everywhere.
That's the new Resident Evil Village or Resident Evil 8. Okay. Yeah, I haven't played it. According to Proton,
the game?
Yeah, Resident Evil Village.
Yeah, it's this huge, tall vampire lady that chases you down. But Bo, you'd mentioned it was in very a small portion of it, but yet everybody just jumped on that.
I haven't played the game, and my understanding is it's the longest chapter of the game, but she is only in one chapter of it. Yeah.
How funny.
Which that tends to be how Resident Evil games go, is they seem to focus on one chapter as sort of the selling point. Right. But then there's usually other chapters also, but they're a lot shorter. But I haven't played Village yet. I was just looking on Proton DB. Let's see how playable it is right now.
Ooh, oh yeah, that's a good chat. That's a good. Let's see.
It looks like it has a gold rating, so
so it works.
They've got it working. Yeah.
Nice. Resident Evil. What was it?
Village.
ResidentEvil.com /village.
I'll post the Proton DB link in the chat for you.
Yeah, here you go. Oh yeah, you got it. All right. Oh, what? Hold on. What is this now? I don't remember this. So in Firefox, you can just add Proton DB as a search now. I knew you could do that, but I've never seen it in this menu. It's so I was gonna right click and copy the link, but you'd mentioned you were gonna do it, and I noticed now there's an add Proton DB. So, like I said, I knew you could do that. I just didn't know it was in this list. Maybe that's an 89 thing.
That's pretty cool. I'm on Brave right now, so I don't have this feature.
Hey, all right. If you're not on Firefox, Brave's the choice, man. Brave's good.
Yeah, that's my too. I would prefer to use Brave, but I use Firefox on more devices just because it's like always there, you know?
Well, then you'd be a good person to ask too. What do you think about the new Firefox look? Are you on 89 anywhere?
I maybe on my laptop I must be, but I don't know what's so different about the look.
I opened that page and it's crashed Firefox.
Whoops. Well, that's one way to do it. Hey, you know how much memory Firefox is using now, Tony?
Oh, let me
That's
have a
zero.
look.
It's zero.
Yeah.
Because it's crashed.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was for some reason the front page on that that website is full of video, and it was really struggling to render everything.
Oh, you went to
the website.
I posted a link just to the Proton DB for the game.
Yeah, no, I wanted to have a look, see what the game was about, but it wouldn't do anything.
If you want it, I can find you a YouTube video. That's probably the easiest thing to see.
Yeah, I can do that anyway. So, yeah.
But yeah, everybody's obsessed with the giant, like Southern dominatrix lady that chases you around.
That's what it is.
A haunted mansion.
Hey, I tell you what, I've just restarted Firefox and it brought all the tabs back up.
Oh, nice. Well, that's cool.
I just launched Firefox to see if it looked any different for me, and I do have a different look. So this must be the new version. I haven't opened it in so long.
Oh, okay. So yeah, do you notice now the tabs are a little fatter?
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like I was telling Tony earlier that I don't really like things being very big up there, but for some reason it's okay. I don't know why I like it, but it's very touch. It feels touchy, like it's meant for touch.
Yeah, you know the tabs at the top used to feel like you know, the things in the tops of Manila, the tabs at the top of Manila envelopes or Manila folders. Now these are just like little rectangles. They no longer have the same vibe. That classic.
Yeah. Add some touch to it. That's the deal.
I could live with it.
I think it's okay. I like the new icons, the thinner ones. They're pretty nice. So what's this? I see episode 5. Crypto is ruining my life. Did you follow the 3080 Ti launch at all on the 3rd?
Actually, I have an article of that in the show notes for today that I haven't read yet.
Oh, okay. So
but
you have no idea what happened with it.
Supposedly, it's like it's like a huge like Black Friday craze or something. So what all happened? You fill me in. I won't even read the article.
No, there's really not much to tell other than it was. I mean, what do they call them now? They call them paper launches because I mean, you know, the card exists, it physically exists, but no one can get their hands on it. So it's just, you know, they launched it to launch it. But yeah, within 30 minutes, all sold out. And it was so the thing about it was a 70% price increase, but it was only an 8% performance increase. I think those are the right numbers.
So yeah, right now, people are just looking for anything they can get their hands on.
Well, my thought is, I mean, what, 10% of those actually went to gamers? The other 90% went to scalpers and miners?
I don't know. So the question is, and I think I side with you that it's mostly scalpers. But do the scalpers exist because they're trying to resell to gamers, or because they're trying to resell to miners, or are miners getting all these or is Nvidia just not producing as many of them as they should be?
It's
a little of all these categories.
Yeah, it's a little bit of all of it. But the scalpers are getting it to sell it. They don't care to who. There's no target.
Yeah.
It's we can mark this up, so we're gonna mark it up because people want it bad enough. They'll pay, you know, an extra 100% or something like that. They'll pay double. The miners want them, even though I think it's been hamstrung in firmware, right? I think the 3080 Ti is one of those in the category that has been broken, I guess, for mining, but it hasn't, right? I mean, it's just a firmware fix.
Yeah.
And so when the first ingenious guy comes up with the firmware fix, he'll sell that for about $6 million. And then all the NVIDIA cards are broken in that way. So they can just be used for mining as well. Yeah. If it were hardware, if it were a real physical hardware fix, then I would be more inclined to say, all right, it's a permanent thing. But it's
Yeah.
firmware. So you'll need to flash your video card once and it'll be unlocked for all of that.
I think it's oh, I see what you're looking at now. Yeah, crypto is ruining my life. That episode
Yeah.
we reviewed because of crypto and because of this problem that we're talking about, nobody can get new graphics cards. I'm lucky enough that mine's only like 3 or 4 years old, but you know, if I hadn't have upgraded when I did, I'd probably be in that boat now where I'd have like a 7 or 8 year old card, and I'm looking to
Right.
upgrade to just anything I can. And so in that episode, we reviewed cloud gaming services. We went through about 4 or 5 different ones, and then
Stadia and all that.
Yep, Stadia, the Nvidia Now, I think is what it's called, and that's kind of the one that I actually signed up for their subscription. I have an Nvidia Now account, and I have a decent graphic card, but there's other advantages to it besides just that. Especially if you're a podcaster and you're going to talk about gaming, it's really nice to just be able to like launch a web browser and without having to install the game, be able to just, you know, I'm just going to try this out for a few hours, you know.
That. Yeah.
So I don't know, and you know, the question I posed to Josh is, if we ever get to a point where like that really is a seamless process where you can stream a game from a server farm in Texas to your computer at your house, and it's literally just as good as playing it on a graphics card in your desktop, you know, I'm kind of sad that could be the future. Like I like the idea of building a gaming PC, and you know, what would be the gaming PC of that future? Or would we, once we get to that point, we just no longer need gaming PCs and there's no more gaming PC enthusiasts? I mean, like where does it go?
The PC Master Race thing will
Yeah.
shift from having RGB all up in your computer to having RGB on the fiber box that gets you 10 millisecond latency so that you can play a game without any lag whatsoever. I mean, perceivable lag. There will be some, but I think that's it. That's gonna be it. Like, hey, the new box that I buy is a better fiber box. You know, CSU DSU kind of situation where it converts the fiber to the Ethernet, and you have it's like RAM, where you're talking about timings and cast latency and all of that kind of thing. Like my latency is 8 milliseconds. Look at this.
Yeah.
And I mean, as humans, I think that's so imperceivable that it's the same as having it be instant or having it, you know, come from a box right next to your computer.
Yeah. Yeah, I think everybody will be souping up their routers and their home network. Yeah, you're right.
That's going to be where the money will shift, because it's going to be what, $25 for the super high def LMNOP streaming for whatever game you want to stream. So yeah, all the money that you're saving on building a computer, you'll just dump on the gold-plated fiber connector, you know? Like that's going to be it. And just wait. After the first couple of years, everything will be RGB again.
Yeah. So Clayton says, talking about graphics cards, the Dell PowerEdge 2900. I'm having a hard time picking a card. It's 16X, I think.
Well, the real question is, Clayton, are you gaming or just watching YouTube on it? Or not even that, right? You just want like a console or something on it physically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Clayton, are you gaming? Let us know that in the chat. We'll try to help you. Although I will tell you, right now, if you're gaming, whatever card you can find is the card. It's the card you want.
That seriously. But even then, I had a friend show me some screenshots in Discord where one of his friends just bought a new video card and he was really excited about it. And it was what was it? It was something. It was horrible. Like I was like, and he's your friend? It was something. I mean, it was equivalent to like a 930 or something like that. I mean, it was lowest of the low. You barely get 1080p. And you can drag your windows around at full frames. Like it's that kind of card.
Yeah, wasn't it you that was saying on the last episode that you knew somebody that bought an entire PC just to get the graphics card out of it?
This is that same friend. So not the friend that bought the low end card. He's the friend of that friend. But yeah, he bought the whole PC for his nephew. They like went on halves on it, but he was like, "I'm gonna take the video card out of this, and you can have mine."
That's
Which I
so
think he's
wild.
running on a 970,
Okay.
maybe. I think, which will be good enough for the nephew. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think he's getting the. I want to say it's a 3070 or 3080 in it. So I
The
mean, he's getting a really nice upgrade. But I think the
yeah.
whole computer cost him like 2200, 2300.
So wild.
And we were talking about motherboards. It comes with like an A3 whatever AMD motherboard, the lowest of the low on that.
Mm.
And for all I know, I don't think they told you what it was, but man, if you're lucky, it's going to be AS Rock, whatever.
Yeah.
If you're really unlucky, it's going to be something like BioStar. And man, they were being real. I don't think I talked about this on the show. They were being real weird about it too. They told you 16 gigs of RAM. That's what they told you. And RAM speed and timing is very important on an AMD
They didn't tell
system.
you any of that.
They didn't tell you the latency on it. They didn't tell you the speed of it. They just told you it's 16 gigs. The end. So is that? Oh man, that's a good. Well, it's about $100. I mean, if you need to replace it, it's $100. So it's not horrible. But I mean, spending $2,200 or more on a PC and getting RAM that's not best for your CPU that's not great. So I hope he gets the right RAM. I hope he gets 3600 3600 megahertz at, I don't know, maybe 16 or 17, maybe 18 CAS on that. But
I gotta imagine the only reason why well, maybe not the only reason, but the main reason that was so expensive was because of the graphics card.
yeah, I can almost guarantee it.
I'm looking at a website that I've ordered PC parts from before. That's kind of an odd. I think they're resellers, so they're probably also out of parts. So I was going to see if they had any graphics cards. I've ordered from this. So, whenever I ordered my System 76 laptop years ago, I used the finance program that they had at the time. I don't know if they still do this, but they used to have a like you could finance it through some third party company, but through their website. And I bought my laptop using that, which like gave me credit with this third party lender. And so I was like, oh, well, I'm going to use this to buy some other PC parts. But the thing is, you can't just go to Amazon or wherever. You got to go to only another vendor that uses that third party lender. And so I found this website, Ava Direct, which is like a custom computers kind of place. But they took that third party lender, and that's the only reason why I used them. And so I'm on here now just trying to see what graphics cards they have. And it looks like they have some in stock, but I imagine that this company is a reseller. Like they must order it somewhere else and then resell it to you.
Or they are one of the scalpers.
Oh,
Dun,
man.
dun.
They could be. Yeah,
I mean, honestly, in this market, you got to get it where you can get it, man. I mean, if that's where it comes from, that's where it comes from. I couldn't tell you any different. There's no other way to get it. Like, look at this, a 5500 XT. This is more than I paid for the 5700 XT. What is this, man? Like, this is insane. Look, the used is more than the new. What is going on, man?
It's crazy.
Look at this, the 6900 XT. I mean, that's supposed to retail for closer to $800.
That's crazy.
That's insane. So, Clayton, if you're looking at game, I mean, right now is a horrible time to buy
Now's not the
anything.
time, yeah.
Look at
Unless
this,
you know
1650,
somebody.
Those are like less than $200 cards. Aren't they? I mean, they're like $199 or something like that. That's what they should be. Because those aren't great. That was the second gen 1600. And that's 3 generations ago. So it came out around the 2000 series. Okay, so it's 2 generations ago. But still.
I'm surprised to see. Well, I guess I'm not surprised to see these cards in stock. Yeah, a 1650 for 367. That was probably the price it was a few years ago.
Yeah. I mean, at best, like at the highest, there's no way they could be that much. Because they're not good cards. They're fine cards. They will play some games at 1080p. But if you're looking for a card that's going to last you 3 or 4 or 5 years, that's not it. That's not the one. So more of an AMD guy then, Clayton?
You should be. Yeah.
I mean, I think so. I mean, but and that's because I like Mesa. I like the group that works on Mesa. You know, it's not NVIDIA, so I mean that's always a check mark.
Yeah, my next card will not be. I have an Nvidia card right now, but it's my last. It's probably my last Nvidia card.
I'd
And
heard that they were gonna try and open source some stuff, but I don't know how much that is. How true
yeah,
that actually is.
that's actually another item I was going to run by Josh. We might not put in the show. I thought it might have been a little bit too in the weeds, but there's a Pharonics story from a few weeks ago of a big new open source GPU driver coming. And it's basically was a rumor that was leaked that used the words big new driver from some vendor, and they didn't say specifically NVIDIA. They didn't say where it was, but based on the details in the article, there's some reason to believe that it could be NVIDIA.
Well,
But
don't
I
forget,
would.
there's also the Intel Xe graphics stack. That's
Mhm.
soonish, I assume. That might be an option.
I think if you're not gaming, so he says he doesn't know yet. If you're not gaming, then I mean, heck, most onboard graphics chipsets and you know even some CPUs that can handle graphics as well would be better than buying some overpriced old graphics card if you're not gaming.
Right.
If you're gaming, you want the dedicated graphics RAM to it for it.
Oh, check it out. Okay, so he gave us a screenshot. That's PCI X, not E. I want to say the black one is PCI and the white one is PCI X. So I don't know that it'll be PCI E. It's kind of hard to tell from the picture, but I think that's what that is. Look in Telegram, Bo, if you can see that, or I can post it to Discord if you want.
That's fine.
Here, look.
I can't keep up with the Telegram. You guys on the Telegram talk way too fast.
Oh man, yeah.
Flies by.
There, try that. It's in the crew general. That's what I'm looking at.
Ooh.
I mean,
yeah.
To me, it looks like that can't be PCIe 4, can it? No, because it's got the. Well, maybe.
What desktop is this?
This is his Dell workstation. I think he said it was.
I've put that thing I was talking to Leo about NHS data being shared from 1st of July. I've put it in the security section for next week. If you want to take a look about what it's about.
Oh, no, it's not PCI. Okay, cool. Tony, I'll take a look real quick. Yeah, because the notch is on the wrong side. So it is PCIe for sure. Those must be 4s. What is that? I guess that's a 16? Huh. What's the extra there for?
And there's not the little flap that you usually see on PCI Express.
Oh no, it sure is. Look at that. It's on the motherboard itself. It's PCI X, like I thought. PCI X1 and PCI X2. So those aren't PCIe. You can't just throw any old PCIe card in it. And then what is this? Those must be, I don't know what those are. It says PCI something X4. But does that say PCIe? I don't think so. Clayton, does that say PCIe on it? Or does it just say PCI X4? Okay, not really into gaming, so that really opens it up. It'll save you some bucks. Because, I mean, if you can just slap any old card into it, it looks like this 710 is right about on the money. Those have not gone up much. I bought a 730 for about this price. Not that I needed to. It was the same price as the lower version, so I was like, well, why not? At least I'll have, something. Really? The black ones, they say 16X? Really? I mean, that makes sense. It's just funny they have PCI X in there too. I guess it was right on the boundary of when PCI was going bye-bye and when PCIe started to take over. Yeah, that 710 is fine. I mean, if all you needed to do is give you a desktop and let you watch stuff, do things, normal things. Yeah, move the mouse. Yeah, that kind of stuff. Yeah, you don't need anything crazy. I mean, you can get away with, and this is new, so you could if you don't mind eBay or whatever, you can go and find yourself a 710 on eBay for maybe $30 or $40. Yeah, I've still got my 730 floating around here somewhere. I haven't used it. It's for backup purposes. If any of the onboard video or like in my desktop, if for some reason my video card decides to just crap out on me, I can pop this video card in, and at the very least, still, I can still stream the show. I can still do whatever, right? I mean, it's backup. That's all it is.
Hey, what do you think
But
about the new OBS version?
okay, so Wayland, man,
Yeah.
this is making me really want to try out Fedora again because that was one of my big things. I couldn't use. Okay, so there's another program that I need to work on Wayland, and it's called Peak, and it basically it's like OBS in that it does a screen capture. It'll do sound if you want it to, but
To
it's
make GIFs.
yeah, you can do
Oh, yeah. Okay.
yeah, you can make GIFs with it, or or you can even do MP4. So you can make actual videos with it and post them on Twitter and all that stuff. So that is cool, and that's one thing I did with. I think I was doing an update of some kind, whatever. I think it may have been to from 19 Linux Mint 19 to 20. But
So
yeah, Peak
how
doesn't work with Wayland yet.
I'm familiar with Peak, but I'm not real. I just know what it is. How like supported is Peak? Do you think there's anybody working on getting it to work on Wayland?
I mean,
And
I think they just have to like call the Wayland APIs instead of the X APIs to get it to work. I mean, the same with OBS. However, I don't think that's super duper easy. Otherwise, it'd already be done, right?
Mhm.
That, and I don't know how much time the developers actually put into Peak, but and
That's what
then
I'm curious. Yeah.
let me see if I can find it.
Because if that's like a crucial part of your workflow and you can't migrate to using OBS for your screen capture,
Mhm.
then yeah, you might be stuck for a little bit.
Let me see. Why no native Wayland support? Look at this. Okay. Wayland has two restrictions that make it hard for Peak to support Wayland natively. The Wayland protocol does not define a standard way for applications to obtain a screenshot. Oh, so maybe the OBS guys straight up wrote that. That is intentional, as taking an arbitrary screenshot essentially means any application can read the contents of the whole display, and Wayland strives to offer improved security by isolating applications. It's up to the compositors to provide screenshot capability, and most do. GNOME Shell also provides a public interface for applications to use, which Peak does support. Ooh, who was that? Hey, Joe! Yo, yo, yo!
Hey guys.
Hi,
What's
Joe.
up, man?
Hey, sorry I'm late. I overslept. But
Hey, no
I'm not
worries,
going to be
man.
able to stick around real long. I got to go get this voting thing done.
It's all right. No worries. I
What are you guys
appreciate
doing?
you coming in. We're talking about Wayland, and OBS just got Wayland support, the newest one, and then why Peak doesn't support it. We're looking at that now, and it looks like it's up to the compositor to provide a way for a program to take screenshots. Most do. And then it says, the Wayland protocol does not provide absolute screen coordinates to the applications. There's not even a coordinate system for Windows at all. And they're not needed.
OBS for the show.
No, not necessarily. Just, I mean, OBS for Wayland, like,
Well,
using
no,
Ubuntu.
are we still having you giving a presentation on how we're set up to do the live show for next week's show?
Oh, yeah, we can. That's fine.
Also, we hadn't picked it or fully decided on a topic yet.
Oh,
Nope.
So I was just giving Bo crap for not having his stuff together for the show, for his show, and then
Yeah, but in fairness, you still have a week.
that's true. That's true. Well, you know what though? I mean, I really can't say too much because what do I do right before the show? I'm filling out the show notes, so I can't say too much.
During the show.
Oh! What? Hold up. It's possible to use Peak in a GNOME Shell Wayland session using X-Wayland by launching Peaks with the X11 backend. So you set this, and if it supports X-Wayland, it'll work. Huh. So I might be able to work around it anyway. Nifty.
And because OBS has done this now, that could open the door, that they could, Peak may be able to use something that OBS had to invent to get theirs to work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This could open the door to make it a little easier for them. I don't really know how much OBS is, they're open source, right? Are they open?
Oh yeah, fully,
okay.
As far as I know.
So they should make that available. Whatever they needed to do to get their software to work should be available.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it is available. And actually, you know what? The way that you said that always gets me riled up, because that's the same thing that people say to Linux Mint. Like, they should just make it available. Like, that's how open source works. It's immediately available all of the time. You don't have to go and ask them. It's literal code that is free to use. I know that's not what you meant by it, but just it got me, man. And I'm like, gets me every time. So Clayton says he does video editing. So Clayton, on your video editor, does it actually take advantage of your video card, or is it all CPU bound? Because I know, like, Kden Live says it will do, but I think you have to use very specific cards or something. I can't remember exactly why my Kden Live exports were all CPU bound, and I'm afraid to do it right now because that cooler's a little weak on that 5800X, man. Like, I don't want to get too crazy with it yet. But by the way, 70C during normal usage is as high as I see, so I'm okay with that. I think I just need to get a new, better cooler eventually, though.
I think you're okay, man.
Not during a render, man. I'm pretty positive it'll actually hit
the
90C peak. Oh yeah, when it's using all the cores, give it about 5 minutes, it'll hit 90C. And I think that's at the point where that chip will thermal throttle, which is, I mean, it protects itself, so I'm not worried about it. But I just don't like it getting that high.
Right.
Because it'll do. I'll do. I think I mentioned it on the show. I'll do encoding of an MP3. I'll encode it down from 320 to I think it's like 192 variable, and that'll it hits the CPU quick. It hits the 80s real quick. But I mean, it uses all of the CPU time when it does that.
Are you you're using Kden Live?
For the audio encoding, I use software or sound converter. That's just a GNOME application.
Okay. I tried out DaVinci and I really liked it a lot.
Oh, you mean for video editing? Yeah. Kden Live is typically what I'll use. Yeah.
I tried out DaVinci and I really liked it a lot. But it does this weird thing where, like, I can install it and everything will work for maybe about 2 months. And then I don't know if it's not getting updates correctly and that breaks it or what, but it'll just break and I can't fix it. I've tried it a few times now, but I actually think it's a really good video editing software. It's available on Linux and it's available free too. But I always have like a honeymoon period with it where everything's working and then it breaks.
Huh. How weird is that? I mean, also, what good is a video editor if it just stops working the way you expect it to 2 months in?
Yeah, well, yeah, I know. I mean, it's like, I don't know. I could be doing something weird. I don't really know. I don't change anything, but it just quits working.
Right. With Kden Live, at least I can press the save button, so when it inevitably crashes, I just pick right back up.
Yeah, Kden Live, I've had in the past, I've had mixed results with it, but the most recent version, I've seemed to have been pretty lucky with it. It seems to work a lot better than past versions. Yeah. And I have no idea if it's able to use my graphics card when it's rendering. I have no clue.
Mine doesn't. It's all, for some reason, it's all CPU bound, but it might just be the card I have, or I don't know. I really don't know why it doesn't. Because I'm pretty sure in the little export box, it's like, do you want it to render with your graphics card? And I'm like, yeah. I mean, obviously, the thing will be way faster than my CPU. Even my new CPU, the graphics card will still beat that in a foot race any day.
So I feel like we're watching Joe get dressed in his
Oh,
house.
I wasn't even watching.
I'm not because I'm typing something.
Hey, there he is again.
Well, my wife has
Yay.
been on. She said hi, and my daughter's been on. She said hi.
I saw her.
And I'm putting on socks and shoes right now, so yeah, I am getting a little bit dressed.
Okay. The real question is, Joe wearing
that
pants?
was mostly off camera. Yeah, I'm wearing
We're
shorts
from the
today.
chest up, so
it's nice.
could be anything.
Here, look.
Oh no! Oh no!
Like,
Oh,
Doctor Who
no,
shit.
no!
Oh
Okay, George.
Oh!
All right. All right.
Look at my face. It spins.
Hey.
I was working on my car before coming up here to talk to you guys. Next week, I'm just going to set up in the engine bay so you guys can see me working.
Hey, that'd be cool. And then Tony could work on his cars at the same time.
Yeah, Tony.
What are you going to be working on in your car, bro?
Yeah.
Tony, I need you
tell
to
you
do
what,
me.
If you set up
Go
and
ahead.
work on your car, I will set up and I will work on a pair of Bluetooth headphones.
Okay, yeah.
Do that.
I will do a complete mod on one of the LGs.
I think you should-
Cast.
Yeah, I think you should do that anyway. I would watch a YouTube channel of just Joe fixing Bluetooth headphones.
Yeah.
I would do it.
3D printer.
I mean, I might learn something about soldering at that point.
What
Is that
you
the Ender
printing?
3 whatever?
Yeah, the Ender 3 V2.
Nice.
What you printing, Joe?
That's going to be a cup mug.
Cup mug?
A cup.
Yeah, it's
I thought a
gonna look
mug is
like
a cup.
R2D2. You take a can of soda and you drop it in the middle of it, and it keeps it. Well,
It's like
gives it a handle,
It's like a koozie.
like a koozie.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I saw that. I saw that guy on TikTok where the all right. So it was a life hack, right? Where it was like a Coke or a soda.
Yay,
cute.
Yoda.
And anyway, so they used zip ties. They did one zip tie on top, one zip tie on the bottom, and then they used the zip tie to hold the zip ties together, and it gave you a handle on a can. And then, of course, the response to that was the guy going like this, right? Like, you don't need a handle for that, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
what a life hack. What a life hack.
Yeah, but if it's a freezing cold can,
True.
do you want to be
What
holding
I
it?
just said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's too cold, I can't. If it's too cold to not be able to hold it, then it's too cold to drink it, man.
But
Yeah.
does the koozie
But you
exist to
crack it
keep?
open so it can start airing and start warming up a little bit, and then you can pick it up and then drink
The
it. It's like
koozie-
having.
Hold on, but do you put the can in the koozie and then the koozie in the holder thing, and then you hold the thing by the handle? And then I feel like you got to put that in a tray or something to hold the tray, to hold the handle, to hold the koozie.
But
to
here's the
hold
thing.
can.
Here's the thing. I don't think the koozie exists to make your hand more comfortable. I think it exists to
Right.
keep the drink cooler.
Exactly.
And so, does your 3D printed koozie do the same thing? Like, is it thermal in some way,
I mean,
or is it
should
just adding a
provide
handle?
layers between. Well, no, it should provide layers of insulation between.
Okay. Actually, you know what? Here's what you do. There is like thermal insulation spray. Spray it on the inside, and I will stop making fun of it.
And then
Go ahead and keep making fun of it. I mean, you guys have seen the other one that I did, and you guys thought that was pretty cool. So,
Yeah.
here's like the dice cup that I made.
Oh, okay. All right. That one's
But
kinda cool. But that's a dice cup. That actually has a
yeah,
purpose.
it's not the same thing. Yeah,
It's
it-
either
it's
it's
make a
either
dice
swing and a
koozie. We'll
miss.
make fun of you.
Yeah, it's swing and a
Oh,
miss
okay.
or swing and a
Well,
hit. You never know, but it comes out of the dice cup.
because you guys have seen the other one, and you don't pick on me about that one. So
I want a koozie for your dice cup.
I could see the sense in printing something to hold one of these fast food joint.
Is that the Alliance, or is that just a cool?
yeah,
I like that. That's cool.
this one's
Yeah.
got the insert for regular soda cans, but I have another one with an insert for it to hold Monster.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
oh,
you're
16-ounce cans.
Yeah.
so it's just yeah. I get what you're saying. I like it.
Have you got one for holding the 32-ounce giants from McDonald's?
That's what this was.
You mean thirsty
I-
2 ounce?
They do make
Thirsty
the things that you can add to the top of those 32-ounce ones to have your
Yeah, all
dipping
3D
sauce on
printed,
the
Clayton.
side of it. So that way it just stays all together and the dipping sauce isn't falling around all over the place.
Yeah. Yeah. Cost wise, you go to the store, you pay $20 for something like that. So he's probably already paid for his Ender 3.
Yeah.
Well, paid for the filament.
Yeah, yeah. No, those are pretty cool. I just like giving you a hard time.
I know.
Tony, I went and liked a bunch of your videos.
Oh, you did you? Oh,
Yeah, yeah. Google, YouTube suggested them to me because I liked some Mintcast videos, and you know how Google they know everything about us, so they knew there was a connection there.
Yeah, well, Leo put you put me in the Mintcast follows, didn't you, or something?
Yep.
Yeah.
Under our subs, and I put that up front. Which reminds me, let me see.
Yeah.
All
need
right,
you to-
guys. Me
I
and the
need
wife
you
are going
to-
to disappear for a while.
All right.
Bye. I need more mugs to make fun of.
So are you getting old cars and then kind of like refurbishing them, or are these okay?
Yeah.
You
I've
need
got
to.
a bunch of them.
Have you done any of the models, like building a model?
Do you mean the model kits like Revel and
Right. Yeah.
I used to
and
do that
things
when I
like
was
that?
younger.
I'm not into that. I'm dyspraxic, and they're just too small and fiddly for me. Whereas these are more solid, less easy to break, and even though they're small, they're nice to work on.
I have to go get, or I'll bring it on the next show. But I have a Vegeta that was built like that because it was a level 1, so it was all snapped together, and I found it for $10. I'm like, yeah, I
That's
love me some
awesome.
Dragon Ball stuff.
You know those Lamborghinis that are sent out with the Mintcast logo on.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they were ones that I'd done.
Yeah, that's awesome. I did
noticed there was like a secondary window down here. Did they really make a Lamborghini like that, where it was all
it was
all the way down?
It was a prototype that they never put into commercial.
I
They only
see.
made about two or three, I think.
Right.
And the reason I did it silver was because the prototype was silver, but Matchbox released it as metallic red.
Oh.
It's a nice colour, but it wasn't the colour of the prototype. But if you look up the Lamborghini Marzal, you can see the pictures of the real prototype.
That's pretty cool.
Had gull-wing doors on it.
Oh,
I think they're gull-wing. I think they're gull-wing doors.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at it.
What do they call those around here in all the rap songs? Butterfly doors, something like that.
I don't know. Lambo doors.
Basically, yeah. No, Domo, you stay there.
I did model cars because my older stepbrother was really good at model cars, and I tried to do them because I saw him do them, but I was never patient enough when I was a kid. I feel like I could do it now, but
yeah,
but I was not patient enough when I was a kid.
Yeah,
well, my first career was engineering, so but big stuff, marine diesels,
American muscle. Look at
I'm talking about diesel engines the size of a hotel.
That's crazy.
No, they're big things.
Oh, where are you finding that? I was looking for so modelcars.com. Let me check that out.
Yeah, it's like the most obvious website for it, right? Model cars. That reminds me of the mechanical keyboard website, which is mechanicalkeyboards.com.
I just looked up. I wanted to see what Datsun models were out there, and it was already pre-made.
You're a Datsun guy.
Yeah, they're all pre-made. The ones I'm finding are all put together already. Yeah, that's no fun.
The green light 24 or 1/24th scale 1970 Datsun 240Z.
Oh. Yeah, but see, it's already put together, right? Or is that after you put it together?
Oh, you know what? It might be.
Yeah, I think it is.
It's just a die cast.
Where's the chat? I'll put a link in general to a place where you can go and have a look at the various models.
Yeah, this might just be the one they don't have all of them or something like that.
Let's get Joe to print me one.
Yeah, what I would like is a Challenger.
Challenger.
Mm-hmm. Or a Charger if I can't find that.
Challenger's cooler.
Oh, yeah.
Type in Hot Wheels Challenger or Charger or Matchbox Challenger and Charger. They'll show you what models are available. If it's the Matchbox you want, if it's the kits, then that'll be obviously
Yeah.
plastic kits.
No, I just
Yeah, I'd
really
like to get
that
a
car,
kit.
man.
I'd like to get a kit too, because I have I have all the painting stuff for the D&D models, and so I think I'd have what I needed to actually to paint.
And
one
you've got an airbrush, haven't you?
Mm-hmm. Yep, got an airbrush.
Well, I typed in kit. I think it meant like the skirts and things you add to an actual Challenger. Not quite the same. Not what I'm, how it was.
Type in model plastic model kits.
There we go. Challenger models. Oh yeah, kit would probably give you the build it. There's one on Amazon. Hey, yeah. Oh, there you go. 1970s. This is the one I would like, but I also don't want to die in a car wreck, so and, makes me kind of want the 2001 a little more. 2009, yeah. At least that one's got airbags, man.
Whenever I was a kid, I think it was a Challenger. The guy that lived across the street from my dad, he had an old car that he was working on. It was yellow with black stripes, and I think it was a Challenger.
Yeah, man. That's it. That's the one, man. I would like it in orange, but yellow would be a close second. Just something bright and attention-getting. I
never saw it run. It was just like his long project. Yeah. Of course,
it doesn't matter.
Of course, I haven't seen my project run in years either. Actually, I can crank it up. I can't when it gets any throttle, it cuts off.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what the problem is. That's what I was working on before I came in here. It's almost like an electrical problem because it doesn't starve and die. It just literally it's almost like a safety mechanism. Like as soon as you touch the throttle, it just cuts off.
Weird.
So I don't know. I got to figure it out.
It's like a computer, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 1980, so it's like the first. It's the first. What do they call it? Fuel injected. So it's like fuel injected, but not like modern fuel injection. So it's a little weird. Yeah, the TPS. That's I've already taken it off and checked it with a voltage regulator, and that doesn't seem to be the problem. But I don't have a new one either. They're only like $44 to order one. I thought about ordering one just to rule that out. But yeah, Clayton says it's the TPS. That's kind of what signs point to. Maybe I should just order one and just.
We're not talking about the tire pressure system. The sensors, right? No.
The throttle position sensor is what he means. Yeah, actually, it might be in this room. Because I was Googling it, trying to find another one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the $44 one probably is used. It's probably refurbished. But the one I have on there could very well be from 1980, because I've never replaced it.
Yeah, AutoZone. I always get like 20% off in the email for advance. So I tend to go there for anything I need if I have a coupon in hand.
I do O'Reilly's. I don't know why. That's just where I go.
Yeah. I mean, hey, I go anywhere where the coupon will get me.
Yeah.
It's mostly the same stuff. And otherwise, I look for very specific things. And if I can get them wherever, it doesn't matter to me.
Specifically for Datsun parts, there's a website I use a lot. But I only use them if I really feel like I'm getting something different from them that I that I would get from O'Reilly's
Yeah,
because
does
I can
Rock
get it faster
Auto.
from O'Reilly's. Yeah, Rock Auto.
Yeah. This is
I tried.
where I was gonna buy a new bumper for my truck. Someone at a stoplight. At a
Mhm.
stoplight. Someone threw it in reverse and backed into me.
Well, at least they knew they were at fault, right?
Oh, it didn't matter. They didn't have insurance.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Before I went to France, that was 2019. Literally like 2 days before, I got involved in a hit and run. Someone hit me at a stop sign and just kept
Yeah.
going. It was their fault,
Yeah.
and probably because they didn't have insurance.
Oh yeah, of course.
And yeah, so I had to deal with all that, like dropping my car off right before I, got on the plane to leave. And then, getting the calls from the dealership fixing it and the insurance
Yeah.
company and all that. It was like 2 a.m. for me in France.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
But yeah, dude, they just hit me. And the thing that I don't know that I would have been at fault because they didn't stick around. I think that no matter what I said, they'd have took my word because the other guy's not there.
Well, yeah,
But
exactly. I think if you run off, not only is it illegal, you're at fault. I mean, by default.
Yeah, right, exactly. But they hit me like kind of in the back, so it was like obvious that I was enough through the intersection for them to hit me in the back.
Right. Yeah.
Um,
The funniest thing about Rock Auto though is I was pricing out that bumper and it was gonna be like 150, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cheap, man, for a bumper, for a metal bumper. All right, cool. And then the mounting gear was like an extra 20 or 30 bucks. And then I look to get it shipped,
yeah.
and the shipping was gonna be like 120 bucks. And I'm like,
Ooh.
whoa,
Well, I mean,
that just doubled the. I get it. I'm not complaining at
Yeah.
all because I understand it's a huge thing. It
Yeah.
weighs. I mean, it doesn't weigh that much. I think it's aluminum, but I mean, it's huge. You got to have it like specialty box, specialty truck, specialty everything, and then
Yeah.
they drop it off at your door. So I'm not complaining at all. It's just it was sticker shock. 120
Yeah.
bucks. What?
That is crazy. The only it's funny we're talking about automotive part stores now,
I know.
but the only Rock
you.
Auto story I have is I was looking for a distributor for the Z, and they just literally you just cannot get a 1980. Maybe this was like when everybody was in lockdown during COVID. So maybe now you can, but at that time, I don't know how uncommon it is today. But when I tried to order one, it literally did not exist.
Oh,
you
yeah,
could get the years before, you could get years after, but for some reason, like 80, 81, whatever that block was, you could not, like, they just did not exist. And Rock Auto had one, and I was like, oh, it was a little more expensive than getting it from a in-person dealership that I knew that may have one, but I went ahead and did it, and then I waited and waited and waited, and it never came in. I never saw it, and so I went back to my order and I read it closer, and it was I was buying a service for me to send them my distributor, and they were going to rebuild it and then send it back to me.
Huh.
And so I had never sent them mine. I didn't realize that's what I had misread what I was purchasing, so it wasn't their fault.
Yeah.
But, and this might be why my car is not working right now, but I actually found on a subreddit that I could get a different distributor and mod it to work for my year. So I actually got like a 79 and then switched out the plug so that it would work for mine. But don't get too excited because my car doesn't work. So
right, exactly right. And when you say plug, you mean the electrical?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the plugs were different, but the actual distributor itself is the same. So I just changed out I basically swapped out the motherboard from one distributor to the other.
Right. Man. Yeah, I don't know enough about cars to be able to get into the guts of it like that, man. I do the basic maintenance for myself, all the filters and all that kind of stuff.
Well, I'll call it a success when I can pull this thing out of the garage. I'm not there yet.
If you can take it around the block, man, that's worth it.
So,
yeah, it's a push car, Clayton says. Yeah, it is, man. It is.
So, next week, Joe suggested we do the show on our OBS setup.
Yeah, it's super simple. I mean, I don't do anything special. I literally take a chunk of 1080p out of my desktop and I put the Discord window within it, and then it's just Discord, really. So
Yeah.
that's not bad. The other things are like I stream from this desktop at 60 frames per second, but I think I'm only streaming from OBS at 30. So if I bump that up, it might be a little smoother. But we haven't been looking at too terribly much, except for the old looking Rock Auto website, old looking model car website. So I don't know that faster frames would have been any better.
What else? So we could talk about that setup, and then what else could we add to that to kind of fluff it up? You think? Is there any more interesting?
We can talk about Craig and the backup audio. We can talk about Mike spends the extra few dollars on Discord to get the bump up from 96K to 128K.
Oh wow!
I guess we could just mention that.
Yeah.
I don't know what else. I mean, there's really not a whole lot. We can talk about our cameras and all that stuff. You
Yeah.
said you had a Raspberry Pi thing, so that's kind of
Yeah.
interesting.
I was gonna say I haven't talked about my Raspberry Pi. I'll bring a mirror so I can hold up a mirror and show what it
Yeah.
looks like.
Oh, that's super cool because even here on Discord, it's very smooth.
It looks great. It's the best camera I ever had because
Yeah.
so there's no autofocus, so I have to like focus it beforehand. So like my focus is like right here where my face is.
Yeah.
But you see, like you can't read the titles on the books behind me because it blows out my background, you know?
Right.
If I move in, I get less focused.
Yeah. My this camera here is actually really, really good, but depending on your lighting, like you can get this blur.
Mm-hmm.
But also Discord only lets it do 30 frames. If I were using OBS, I could crank it up to 60, and that blur would go away.
Yeah.
But that 60 very much depends on being super close to it. So,
Oh yeah, I have no idea what my frames per second is, but yeah, I don't have any.
I mean,
The only
30 is
thing-
good. Most people don't
Yeah.
notice higher than 30, but 60 is nice. Just is it worth
Yeah.
it? Do you do it? I mean, this camera is totally worth it. I think I paid $40 for it, but it'll do all the stuff that the
Oh, wow.
$100 Logitech one will,
Yeah.
and it does it pretty well. OBS has all the controls for it, so it just works. It's pretty good.
And I could maybe even I'll use the mirror to even show my lighting setup. I have one like fancy light. I bought this from a guy. I'm not criticizing the guy. I love the guy. He's a good friend of mine, but I know a guy that built an entire podcast studio. 2 mics, 2 cameras, 2 everything, and then he just never had the guts to release it. And
Oh,
so
wow.
yeah. Yeah.
That's
And
a
so he ended
shame.
up parting. Yeah, I know it's a real shame. It's a real shame. I like the guy. He ended up parting all the stuff out, and I bought the light from him. All the years I've podcasted, I've never had a real like light.
Mhm.
And then the lamp behind me here, I get this purple hue. People probably think I
Yeah,
have some
yeah,
kind of fancy hue light bulb. That's
Uh-huh.
just like a light bulb from the Halloween store.
Nice. All right.
A
Like the
purple
black
light
light?
bulb. No, it's not a black light. I don't think it is. I don't have any like trippy
Well, you
posters.
gotta buy one of
Yeah.
those crazy mushroom posters, the fuzzy ones, and then
Yeah.
you get that whole mushroom vibe going on, man.
I mean, like my shirt doesn't like, my shirt's
Oh,
like not
true.
glowing.
Yeah, there's a bit of a
I had a
purple.
black light when I was a kid. And
Yeah, I think we all
yeah, I
did.
remember that. Yeah.
Gotta
I used
have
to
that.
take the water bottles and put the water with the highlighter in it so that it would glow.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
trippy
Yeah.
stuff.
I dig it.
And then
Yep.
the other lamp on the other side of the room is just a regular lamp, not a fancy lamp.
Yeah. Yeah, Clayton says garage sale $5. So I think you're talking about your camera. But how funny is that? The camera's worse than the mic. I've always had the opposite experience. The mic is just not great ever on anything. Actually, especially laptops. Oh my god, the mic is horrible on laptops.
Yeah. It's gotten better though. I know that my laptop I use for work, the mic's not too bad because whenever I talk to other people at work that use the same laptop as me, they don't sound that bad.
Oh right, well that's cool. The iPad mic is pretty good, but I think that has like spatial awareness and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And the one on the Microsoft Surface isn't bad. But I mean, you're already paying $1,000 for each of those things, so the mic better be not horrible.
Yeah. I've never trusted a webcam mic though. Never.
Yeah,
No.
I would use it in a pinch if I had nothing else. But I mean, yeah, just I
Yeah.
wouldn't expect much out of it.
You know, that's so funny that people are listening to podcasts more now. The demand of what's like appropriate has increased because there was a time where just recording on your your
yeah.
phone, 3 people sitting around a phone was like
Fine.
suitable. Yeah. Where now no one's willing to listen to that, you know?
Yeah, we use. I did the Full Circle podcast for about a year, and we used to sit round a H2 recorder
Wow.
and,
Yeah.
and just record it on that. And so the audio wasn't brilliant. It wasn't the worst audio, but it wasn't the best audio.
Oh yeah, of course. But I
Yeah.
mean, back then, I think what was the standard for a podcast? It was like 48K or something like that. So a lot of that stuff you didn't even notice because of the quality of MP3 that you were getting, that you're pushing around.
Yeah, that's a good point. The people listening to podcasts didn't hear enough quality to be able to tell that it was recorded
to
that way.
distinguish that, like, this is a trash phone. What?
But even stuff I've recorded on the H2 conferences and events and stuff like that. Now I know how to edit it to get rid of some of the background noise and all that. Which when I did it back, 4, 5, 6 years ago, before I started editing the Mintcast podcast, I didn't know how to remove some of that background noise and all that. So just by post-production stuff as well, once you get that knowledge, you can improve your audio so much better.
Right. Well, that doesn't work on today's show because today's show is brought to you by
Discord.
Live Random Chatter.
So you used to do Full Circle. Is that the same Full Circle?
Not the same one. It was a
it's not the same
separate
one.
podcast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Prior to it becoming Full Circle News, there was a proper Full Circle podcast that Robin Catlin used to do. And then when Robin stepped down, myself and 2 other guys from my lug decided to step up and volunteer. And we did about a year, just over a year's worth of shows, but they were very erratic because trying to get the 3 of us all in the same room, it was less easy to do it over the internet as it is now.
Right, yeah. You didn't have
So we try and get time to do it in the same space, and it was just, sometimes we do manage to do a show once every 2 or 3 weeks, and other times it'd be like 2 months or something.
Oh, wow, yeah, 480p is pretty decent.
We even recorded on a railway train at one time.
Ah, that's cool.
We were off to an event, and we decided to record a podcast as we were going on the train.
Yeah.
I've done recording in the car while we were on our way to a Comic-Con. I did that on my old podcast. But I had an idea of taking a Amtrak, like cross country, and try to do a podcast for every state that you cross.
Oh man! All right, do one for Rhode Island. You have 30 seconds.
Yeah,
oh, it's gone.
Yep, don't blink, you missed it.
I feel like after a couple states, I'd run out of stuff to talk about, because your scenery is not your scenery out the window's changing, but your environment is not changing.
Well, I mean, honestly, that's not necessarily true. Once you get to like Western Texas and you're going all the way to Nevada, like the scenery doesn't change.
Yeah.
It's.
Did you ever heard of a British podcast called the Dick Turpin Roadshow?
No,
it was kind of vaguely Linuxy, but it was just two guys who were ramble, and they did a show from a car on the way to Odd Camp one year.
Oh, okay, yeah. I had another podcast idea, and I forgot it.
So here's a question: are podcasts dead?
No. There's more of them. They can't be.
No. I get that people are still making podcasts, but are podcasts dead as generally as the art form? Because compare it, and I mean these folks that are getting tens of thousands of listens every week or something like that, to some of the more popular Twitch streamers that do the same thing. I mean, look at what Kit Boga. he does where he'll prank the people that call and try to scam you and get you to buy like PayPal subs and
Yeah.
gift cards and things like that. I mean, he'll take them for a ride, and dude gets like 100,000 something like that viewers live, and many more after the fact, right? Like so. Yeah, I mean, podcast used to be the premier way to get voice across and all that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
and now seems
Well,
like there's so many more options.
Yeah,
I
there are
have a
there are more options, but I still think it's a valid way of getting yourself out there.
Oh, true. Yeah, absolutely.
and I would say so. I have a perspective from since I started a podcast in 2009 and still haven't ended it yet.
Yeah, you're biased, man.
Yeah.
We're about to do our final episode, but whenever I started podcasting, in a way it was easy because there was I mean like there was celebrities podcasting, but it was like Kevin Smith. I think Joe Rogan had started doing podcasts, but he wasn't doing the Joe Rogan experience. It wasn't what it is today. And that's almost it. There wasn't many like celebrities. It wasn't like it is today where like every comedian has a podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And so like it was easy for you to kind of be a big fish in a small pond. And then over the years I saw I got all right, so here's an example. I got more listener response. Like I could tell that people were responding to what we were doing more as the listener count went down. And I think it's because it became more intentional. The only people left listening to us that hadn't already jumped ship to a Joe Rogan or to a big name, podcast were the people that were like intentionally listening to Bo, Matt, and Scott.
Right.
But like, in 2009, it was just like, oh, you're one of the I don't know, 5,000 or 6,000 comedy podcasts, where it's like now that's in the hundreds of thousands, like there's like no way to differentiate yourself from the next guy. Or at least you have to be even more creative today than you did back then. That being said, I feel like there's so many more like quote unquote normies that listen to podcasts today.
Right.
Whereas in 2009, only Linux nerds listen to podcasts.
I mean, true, right?
I could only get my friends and people that look like me to listen to podcasts. I couldn't get like regular people. Now everybody listens to podcasts, but it's a whole lot harder to get noticed.
You don't really get any stats or anything like that on these, so you really don't know. But I'd heard that the Joe Rogan experience, when it went Spotify exclusive, that it just it tanked in viewership, or listenership, whatever. But
yeah, I'm only using him as a example because he's so popular, but yeah, my understanding is it tanked when he went exclusive.
Right.
But I mean, still number two on this.
Got a fat paycheck though, so
yeah, really.
Do you still listen to the UK Ubuntu podcast?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Dude, what's funny is I quit listening to Linux podcasts when I started doing this show more, and whenever I got like a Linuxy job at work, like I quit listening to podcasts about it because it's kind of like, I was doing that to kind of learn about it and to become part of the community. And then once I became like, once I felt like I became a part of the community, I kind of like fell out of that habit. I've recently started listening again, but I don't know. I don't know if that's weird or what.
No, I don't think so. It's overload, right? I mean,
I only listen to a couple of 2 or 3 regular. I listen to Ubuntu. I listen to Late Night Linux and Late Night Linux Extra, and I support them both on Patreon. And they're the main ones. Occasionally I'll dip into Going Linux every so often if it looks like it's something that interests me. But I used to be a regular listener to that.
Yeah.
I think COVID murdered it all for me.
Pardon?
COVID murdered it all for me.
Yeah, that had a big part of it too. Yeah,
because I barely get through a couple of podcasts a week, if that.
Well, I do my walking exercise in the house if the weather's bad. So I'll listen to a podcast while I'm doing that up and down the hall.
I mean, the only real time I get to do it is when I mow the grass, which I got to do this weekend, and just stuff where you can mindlessly listen to
Yeah.
something, and that's not
Mhm.
super often for me here because I've got, there's a kid running around all the time or, something like that. So it's way harder to do
Yeah.
it now.
Yeah, that's case with me too. I'm driving to work again now though, so
Oh yeah, see
um
now that was a thing because it was basically almost an hour every day that I could get through. I
Yeah.
could churn through about 5 to 10 podcasts in a
Yeah.
week.
I always
Yeah,
used to do that when I was traveling.
but no more, no travel. So it's basically whenever I get a free half hour, I can listen to something.
I just put my car through its annual safety check. We call it the MOT here. It used to be the
Mhm.
Ministry of Transport test,
Oh yeah,
but
yeah.
they still call it the MOT. And I'd done just short of 900 miles in a year since I'd last had it tested.
Oh
wow.
wow. Yeah, honestly, I was doing less than 10,000 a year. I was doing less than 5,000 a year for a long time. I think my 2007, has 55,000 miles on it. So, yeah, I don't put a lot of miles on it. But Clayton said this week in Linux 154 live. That's Michael Tunnell, right? Isn't that guy?
Yeah, this week. Yes. Yeah.
Is he live right now?
From
Are we competing against listeners?
Destination Linux. Yeah.
Yeah, that's another one I used to listen to. I need to
I
put that
used
one.
to
I
listen
hadn't thought
to that.
about it. Yeah, I need to put that one back on since I'm driving again. He says he used to walk around listening to MP3s on his PSP.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I had the jailbroken PSP thing going for a while too. Before it was actually around the same time I got a smartphone because I think that like I finally was like, all right, I got to quit hacking PSPs and actually get a smartphone.
Oh, right. Oh, Clayton says Twill is at the same time. How funny. Well. We've got competition.
Yep, I am probably about to go back
Yeah.
downstairs and see if I can get the car.
Same here. I planned on
Moved.
staying till 3 o'clock my time, which was 25 minutes ago. Yeah. Whoops. See, that's what happens when I was talking about just random crap for forever. It just
Yeah,
keeps going
hey,
and going, man.
Isn't that what this is supposed to be? We're just
It is.
gonna
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
just gonna walk in with no plans and start talking. All right,
Exactly. We ended
I
up
could
talking
do
about a
that.
lot of stuff. That's the
Are we
deal, man.
actually going to plan the show next week?
Yeah. I think so. No,
So-
I think we have a good idea of what's going on. We just need to
So
stuff
what
some
we
news
doing?
in there.
We're doing
oh,
the OBS setup.
All right.
yeah, and everybody can talk about their cameras. We can do, just what your video setup is, and then I'll talk about the OBS side of that.
Oh, that's
Um,
simple.
yeah.
Webcam and a microphone.
Really, yeah. And so basically, I'm doing this show so that I can give the live streaming to somebody else.
It's not going to happen. Not
Yeah.
at this end, anyway.
What's funny is I'm doing the live stream. I'm doing all of this on 5G Wi-Fi. So
What?
Clayton hasn't complained at all about glitches or anything like that. So, but I also am like 6 feet away from the access point, and it's not obstructed at all. So I think
Right.
that has something to do with it. But yeah, I was very worried about it the last episode. It was the Mintcast that I did. I didn't mean to. I actually meant to do the cable. I totally forgot. And then
Well-
it was Wi-Fi, and I was like,
And we got the
complained.
fake
Cool.
out because someone in the chat was having trouble, but it turned out to be them.
Right.
It wasn't us. Yeah.
No, it was the audio wasn't on, so it was me because I was using a different audio interface.
Oh no, that
to-
was
to
something
do-
different. Yeah. But someone said
Oh.
that the audio was off from our
Oh,
lips.
that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. And it was him, not us. That's right.
Although that is a common OBS thing. Maybe we'll talk about it next week.
Ooh, yeah, for sure. All right, guys. I guess we'll close up shop today. Clayton and whoever the other folks that are listening, thanks for coming. I really appreciate it. I hope
Yeah,
you enjoyed it.
And I don't know what time it is where you are now, Clayton, and everybody watching, but at 7:15 EST, Josh and I will be streaming Crowbar Kernel Panic. So
And you're
come
Eastern
back
time,
and-
right, Joe?
I'm
both?
Eastern time. Yeah.
Eastern time. Yeah, I think that's what Clayton is.
So it's about 3 hours. It's about 2.5 hours from now, I guess.
All right, go smack that car with a wrench a bit, and then come back and do crowbar.
I gotta.
You gotta smack it with a crowbar.
Hey, well, things are really bad if I'm doing that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
See you guys next week
All right.
then. Good
Yeah,
night.
have a good one.